Yo, what's up? My name's Patrouski, and today I wanted to make a pretty fun and interesting video talking about some of the more niche, maybe not so powerful, but could be powerful and really fun competitive sets to run in PokeMMO. Now, while these sets might not be the most optimal, in my opinion, they actually are totally valid and can even be powerhouses on the right team. They're really cool, really fun, and let's go ahead and jump into the first one. Alright, the first set I'm going to be talking about is going to be Fake Out Last Resort Kangaskhan. I would not recommend running Protect. Please ignore this move for the sake of the recording. Anyways, for those who don't know, Last Resort is a 140 base power physical normal type move, of which obviously shares a type with Kangaskhan, so it does get stab. So it effectively ends up being, what, a 210 base power normal type move? Insane damage. But the catch is, the move can only be used after the user has moved all the other moves it knows in battle. What you can do with this, though, is run Fake Out and Last Resort. So, and then no other moves. So essentially, you only have Fake Out to use before Last Resort, and then you can Fake Out, get that free chip damage, get that free priority, basically get like a free turn, and put them in hopefully range of a Last Resort or two. So you essentially Faked Out them, use your only move, and then you can just spam Last Resort until your heart's content. I really love this set because it actually uses one of my favorite items in all of Pokemon, Metronome. This move is pretty bad in most of the competitive play. It's pretty unusable, but this might be the one set, the one absolute low-skill, brainless set where you just spam Last Resort over and over again, slowly upping the damage, and a lot of opponents won't think about this. They won't think about this item, and they'll be like, increasing damage is really difficult to deal with in Pokemon. A huge thing in competitive play is understanding that, oh, let's say like my opponent hit me for 48% damage. Okay, I can just go ahead and roost that up and eventually like be in the positive, right? But with Metronome, let's say you hit him for 48% and then next turn you hit him for like 55%. They'll be like, oh, like what's going on? Like now my roost is not outgaining their damage. Like what happened? And it really freaks people out, and it really catches people off guard. You can really just take advantage of that turbo surprise effect from Metronome. It's a really brainless set. A lot of times we'll just want to lead with it. You could go ahead and like lead with it, Fake Out, and then just go into the Last Resort plan. Or if they just hard switch into something like Steelix or Golem or something that can deal with it pretty well, you can just hard switch out after the Fake Out and then save that sort of surprise factor for later on in the match. Just a really fun Pokemon to use. Now, I don't own a Pokemon of the next set, but I'll go ahead and explain it. It is essentially a mixed, naive, hidden power grass Blaziken. Now, this is way less niche than it used to be, which is really funny. People actually started running hidden power grass Blaziken to counter Quagsire, because Quagsire is a pretty huge hard counter to Blaziken. Especially Choice Scarf Blaziken, but if you happen to be Life Orb Blaziken and you're setting up with maybe a Swords Dance or something, and you have Hidden Power Grass, and you can actually burst through a Quagsire in one shot every time. Hidden Power Grass is always going to be able to one-shot Quagsire, so it's a huge surprise factor for your opponent when they switch in Quagsire to hopefully, wall out your Blaziken, hopefully make them switch out, and you just immediately Hidden Power Grass them, obviously outspeed them, Quagsire is very slow, and just obliterate them off the map. It's one of the funniest surprise factor things. I remember the first time my Quagsire got Hidden Power Grass by a Blaziken, I literally could not help but have the biggest smile on my face, even though I got destroyed. That was the funniest thing I've ever seen. Very cool set. Now, this is one of my favorite sets, maybe of all time. I love turbo setup. I love high risk, low reward sometimes. High risk, high reward. This Pokemon is the definition of high risk, high reward. I call this Pokemon Turbo Setup Bouffalant. So this Pokemon is very specific because you really want to EV train it into special defense. I have some speed EVs here to outspeed certain Pokemon with a plus special defense nature, all very important. Bouffalant is a surprisingly naturally tanky Pokemon with 95 HP and base defenses and a 110 attack. It's a pretty tanky Pokemon, pretty bulky, pretty powerful. So what I love to do is to go, really specially defensive and switch into a grass type Pokemon, maybe using a grass, hopefully, switch to a Giga Drain, get that Sap Sipper charge to get that slight boost, and then you can, the turn they're switching out, you can go ahead and use Cotton Guard for free. So if you're a very specially defensive Bouffalant, you're invested into that, and then you're also use Cotton Guard, which boosts your defense by 3 stages, mind you, he becomes unkillable. The worst part about this set is that he doesn't have any sort of sustain. He doesn't have access to, like, you know, I don't know if he has to rest. If you get, because you could resto Chesto, but that becomes a huge liability at that point. I wouldn't really recommend it, but you could try it out. Yeah, resto Chesto could be an interesting strategy. But there's no real recovery for it. You know, that's the biggest issue. But it is shocking how strong and how bulky you get. Essentially, you come in, you Cotton Guard up once, maybe you can Swords Dance up once now again. If you can switch in on a grass type attack, set up one Cotton Guard and one Swords Dance, you've pretty much won the game. It is insane how bulky this Pokemon becomes. It doesn't even like seem like it that much on paper, but I just really encourage you guys to test out this Pokemon, just test out this set. I think I may have done a showcase on it at some point. I know I've played with this Pokemon in PvP a decent amount on my channel in videos. It might be a bit further back. I used to play this a lot when Venusaur was super prevalent, even more prevalent than Blaziken. I would play this a lot with a Quagsire course. You would bait in the Venusaur against your Quagsire to throw up Giga Drain. You'd make the switch into Bouffalant, get the free Sap Sipper charge, and then go to town. It was a lot of fun and really powerful. Really fun set. Definitely recommend it if you like stomping your opponent beyond belief. Now, I keep calling every set here my favorite set, but this is actually probably my favorite set out of all of these sets. So usually Miltank is used as a sort of cleric type with Heal Bell, Milk Drink, Heal Bell, maybe Toxic, and maybe Body Slam. You just kind of stall out, kind of a nice pivot sort of Pokemon. What I call this Miltank is the Man Army Miltank. Now, very similar to the sort of Bouffalant situation, you want to train this Pokemon in special defense as much as possible, and then you're going to be cursing up. So what's going to happen is you're going to bring Miltank in on some sort of special attacker, maybe like a Giga Drain or, you know, some sort of just Thunderbolt or something. Bring it in, tank the attack, go ahead and set up curses because they're probably going to bring in a fighting type Pokemon, right? Or they're probably going to bring in some sort of Pokemon to throw up a fighting type move at you. So you want to start setting up curses to be able to tank that. Now, the good thing about Miltank compared to Bouffalant is that it has incredible sustain in Milk Drink, really powerful, as well as Heal Bell to clear any sort of status. So this thing is the definition of a one-man army. Obviously your only attacking move is Body Slam, but it is the only move you need, I promise you. It's so powerful. And alongside the ability Scrappy, that's where this thing really goes above and beyond, because most Miltanks are going to be running Thick Fat. So the opponent's truly not going to expect the Scrappy. The amount of times someone has switched in Frostlass into this Miltank and I just body slam them and one-shot them is too many to count. It's incredible. This is literally by far my favorite set on this list and probably the most powerful set on this list. I think this set is so underrated. I actually think this should be the main set for Miltank. I truly think it is so strong. It's basically a mini... I've always referred to Miltank as a mini Curslax in NU, but almost better. It's so good. This is the one I recommend the most. Try out a one-man army Miltank. All right, now this last set is another set that I don't have access to and I don't have. So we're looking at Clefable here, but this is a pretty traditional, pretty defensive Clefable. It is Rain Dance, whatever. This isn't the Clefable we're talking about today. The Clefable we're going to be talking about is going to be fully offensive, 252 attack EVs, 252 special attack EVs, mixed Clefable. This might have been one of the most terrifying things I have ever seen in NU. I watched my buddy, who doesn't play NU at all, mind you, rock a Life Orb, Magic Guard, Clefable, fully offensive in NU and 6-0 someone in a matter of seconds. It was disgusting. I have never seen such a sweep in my entire life. Now, I watched this about 2 years ago, so my memory is a little fuzzy on it, maybe a year and a half ago. But I remember he ran Magic Guard and Life Orb. The reason that's really good is because you're not actually going to be taking damage from your Life Orb. Magic Guard is going to be preventing that damage. Magic Guard says the Pokemon only takes damage from attacks, so you actually don't take any damage from Life Orb. You're just getting a free 30% boost to every move. It's insane. And Clefable's move pool is insane. Another huge factor of this build is Double Edge. So Double Edge is another thing that has 33% recoil, but Magic Guard will protect you from that. So you can actually throw out Life Orb Double Edges for free. You don't take any damage from it. Magic Guard is the stupidest ability. It's so insane. Seeing this normally very tank, this Pokemon's already terrifying enough with like Cosmic Power setup, slow, stally sets, let alone this Pokemon barreling at you at 252 miles per hour in each attack stat, is insane. It was so terrifying. I've never seen a more terrifying thing. This thing has insane move pool, has an insane coverage. It can go Meteor Mash. Like, I think this thing was probably mixed. I don't remember the exact move pool he had. I totally do not. I'll be totally honest. But something like Meteor Mash, Double Edge, and then like maybe like Blizzard or Fire Blast or Ice Beam and Flamethrower or something like that. It was insane. This Pokemon was an unstoppable force, and to this day, it was the most gruesome sweep I've ever seen in NU. I can't remember it correctly, so like maybe I think that PTSD literally scarred me, and I literally just can't picture it correctly because to this day it seems insane. Like, Clefable is a very powerful Pokemon, and I can imagine it being a very powerful offensive threat, but with no speed EVs and like it being so slow, like, can it really sweep? Like, it seems funny on paper, but I'll never forget the terror I saw that day. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Make sure to like the video if you did enjoy it. It does help me out a lot. It supports me for free. And also subscribe. I believe around 68% of my viewers aren't subscribed to my channel. I'm pushing towards 7K in the next couple days or so. By the time this video comes out, I'm probably over 7K, maybe at 7,500 if I'm lucky, but the support does help. I'm aiming for around 12 to 15K subs by the end of the year, pushing out 14 pieces of PokeMMO content every single week. Thank you guys so much. Remember to like and subscribe. Check out the playlist links down below for more content after this video is over. Consider joining the Discord if you want to join a really cool community and test these really fun Mimi niche sets. And then if you want to go above and beyond, you could consider becoming a YouTube member for $5 a month, dropping a Twitch Prime or a Twitch sub over on my Twitch, or heading up my Patreon or my Venmo, which are all linked below. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Hope you're having a great day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hey, you watched until the end of the video. I really appreciate that. This end clip is used to say thank you to all my YouTube members, Twitch subs, Patreon members, and Venmo supporters who go above and beyond and support this channel. You guys allow me to keep making content, and I really, really appreciate that. Thank you all so much. Have a great day.